Good morning, students. Today, we're going to go ahead and dive into our learning objective. Today, we're going to be analyzing why students should study history. We'll be doing that by annotating a text, and we will be completing an exit slip. Go ahead and take a look at the gold box. These are some key terms that we're going to be using throughout today's lesson, and the materials is the Why Study History reading. I'd like us to start with a do now. For the do now, I'm going to go ahead and ask you on your own independently to write down the response to this question. In your opinion, why might history be a graduation requirement? Go ahead and begin. Good. If you feel stuck, feel free to use the sentence starter that is in red on the screen. I like how you are starting with a complete sentence. Great. I like how you are including a because statement. And be sure to use your own opinion. Just gets the brain flowing. Go ahead and begin. Take about 15 more seconds. Good. If you have a little bit of time, you can expand on your answer. And let's pause in 3, in 2, and in 1. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and refer to your elbow partner. Let's take about 30 seconds to share with the person next to you your response to the do now. Go ahead and begin now. Good. Yes, when you respond to one another, be sure to use a sentence starter, just like you wrote on your do now. Exactly. That's a really good reason. Okay, good. All right, here, partner A and B, let's keep talking. Okay, throw out more ideas. Why is history a graduation requirement? No right or wrong answer. Brainstorm. Good use of sentence starters as we're speaking. 5 seconds. Wind down in 2 and in 1. All right. So I heard a lot of great ideas. Why might history be a graduation requirement? So that is the question that we are going to have in our mind. I'm going to introduce a text to you. The text is titled Why Study History, written by Peter Stearns. I'm going to ask us to use these annotation tools as we're trying to use detective tools to try to understand why students should study history. You have the text in front of you. I'm going to ask you to annotate with me. Paragraph number 1, history provides identity. History also provides identity. And this is unquestionably one of the reasons all modern nations encourage its teaching in some form. Historical data include evidence about how families, groups, institutions, and whole countries were formed, and about how they have evolved while retaining cohesion. For many Americans, studying the history of one's own family is the most obvious use of history, for it provides facts about genealogy, and, at a slightly more complex level, a basis for understanding how the family has interacted with larger historical change. So I'm actually going to pause here. As I've been reading out loud, I do want to bold the word identity. Okay, it sounds like it's a key term that is also in the heading, so that was a little clue to me. But as I was reading, did you notice how many times I read aloud the word family? I'm going to go ahead and bold it. That was a big clue that family is going to be a key term in this text. Family. And even the word identity occurs one more time, and I'm going to bold that. Let's go ahead and read the last. Histories that tell the national story, emphasizing the national experience, are meant to drive home an understanding of national values and a commitment to national loyalty. So the word national is used over and over again. I'm going to go ahead and bold that word. And so far, I have been using the bold key term, and I can see some patterns and I can see what Peter Stern believes is the reason to study history. I'm going to go ahead and choose one line that I believe is the gold, right? And why students should study history. This is going to be my golden line here. Okay, I feel in this one sentence, it talks about families, it talks about nations, which is Americans, and it talks about how those two kind of groups are able to find their identity through history. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask you and your elbow partner to take 3 minutes to also read aloud, find the annotation tools. Go ahead and take about 3 minutes. You may begin now. Good. Read aloud, partner A. Good. So as a group, what word or words popped up in this text? Okay, so you should bold that term. When you're trying to find golden line, try to find Peter Stern's answer to the question, why study history? A golden line. Yes. Awesome. I'm seeing multiple groups and partners kind of use the word society and bold that. Okay. Evidence, laboratory, those are good words that I'm seeing other groups bold. Okay, good. Partner B, what was the golden line for you two? Okay. Partner A, what did you two bold? Okay, good. All right, looking around, it looks like most of us have bold terms and golden lines. And you're checking in on with one other person, right? Your elbow partner to see. I'm going to go ahead and actually move us along. All groups, all partners, I want you to take a look at my paragraph and what I bolded, what I underlined, and take a look at yours. And go ahead and make some changes. But I think most of us had certain terms, and a lot of you had that golden line. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and move to the exit slip. In this exit slip, I want you just to write 2 sentences, 3 sentences to answer the question. What's one reason why students should study history? Okay, use the reading. And I should see some of those key terms that you've bolded. Okay, and you should have a because clause. Go ahead and take about 3 minutes on your own to write out your exit slip. Yes, use one reason, but for example, if you want to use this paragraph, you see how many key terms are bolded? Yeah, so then use that in your response. And then you would want to include the reason why using the because. Good use of complete sentence. Good, you're using more than 3 terms. Make sure that you're explaining the reason, right? Include the word because, okay, to determine why students should study history. Say because, etc. Very good. Yes. Right now, we're only using 2 key terms. That would be a 2 on the exit slip. You could use this other term that you have bolded, and that would move it response to the 3. So go ahead and shoot for that. The more key terms, the better. Good. But do make sure it's your own words. It's not necessarily you're using the words from the author of the text, but you're just using his words to inspire the reason why you believe students should study history. Awesome. If you're finished, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to look at the rubric and compare your answer in a checklist to see if you're meeting the 4. If you still need something to get you to the 4, you still have a few moments you should be adding to your response. We have about 30 more seconds. Seeing great work. Using your annotations, the rubric. All right. So thank you, everyone. Go ahead and turn in your exit slips, and we are done for the day.